I'm going to a coffee today and I wanted to bring something that I baked, and but I don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to try to make this one of my favorite simple and consistently good cakes. 1, 2, 3, 4 cake. It's a yogurt cake where you measure everything in the yogurt container. So I'm using this container of plain Chobani. I'm going to add my own flavor profile, which is going to be a citrus. I need 4 eggs for this recipe. I already cracked 2. 2 more. I'm going to beat up the eggs a little before I add them in. I need 1 oil. I'm using avocado oil. I'll fill that up to the line. Add that right in. I need 2 sugar, 2 yogurt containers of sugar. Just going up to the line. I'm going to add it to my eggs actually and beat those together. Need to buy more sugar. Okay, I'm going to whisk this together before adding more ingredients. I also have my zest, which I'm going to add in pretty soon, and a little bit of clementine juice. I usually use vanilla, but here I'm going to change the profile to a little clementine yogurt cake. Adding my zest. I did add a tiny bit of vanilla because, I can hold myself. But I'm also going to add some clementine. Use my fingers, catch any seeds, which I don't even think there's seeds in here, but just in case. 3 flowers. I'm gonna just scoop, not sifting, but I did whisk up my flour beforehand to get it nice and light. That's 1. 2 and 3. Teaspoon of baking powder and a half a teaspoon of salt. Add in 3. Mix them. So that's 1. Okay, last mix in. Gonna whisk. What do you think? Looks good. I've oiled a bundt pan and go in it. Gonna give it a little tap too. Get the bubbles out and put the oven at 375. So while my cake is baking, I'm gonna make a little glaze for the top using some powdered sugar, but I'm definitely gonna sift it because it tends to be clumpy. And this is a simple glaze with some powdered sugar, and I'm going to use some more clementine juice to really emphasize the clementine citrus flavor. And it's gonna be yummy. Can we do this? I'm gonna just squeeze this, gonna strain it so that I don't get any pulp or anything, seeds, nothing I don't want. I'm gonna squeeze about half of that into a cup of powdered sugar, and let's just, you can see it's thick, but that little bit of juice, which is probably about 2 tablespoons, is it's a little bit too thick still, but glad I didn't add too much. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Maybe another tablespoon. And if you keep mixing it, it starts to thin out a little bit. And also when I add it on my cake, it's gonna be warm. My cake's gonna be warm because I don't really have time to wait for it to cool all the way down. So I'm gonna leave it this thick because it will probably melt a little bit on the cake. So you could add a little bit more, but I think that's good for where I want it to be. And I can even drizzle it. I usually drizzle it more than just put an even coating because it's kind of, but that's what I'm looking for. I'm glazing it right on top in the pan, taking the pan with me, so just doing a little freestyle glazing here. It's gonna be delicious.